Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. I am so excited to share this video with you all because I sat down and I decided to create a pretty big family home. This is like your everyday suburban home for your perfect little Sims family. And I've just been really inspired to do that lately because of the new update we got. We obviously got a new expansion pack, but we also got a base game update that added a whole new life stage of infants to the game, and I just feel more inspired by family gameplay than ever, and so I wanted to create a big family home using a bunch of those new items that we did get in that base game update. So this is going to be a 4-bedroom house that has room for quite a few Sims. I also have a garage and an office, which are additional spaces you could turn into, other bedrooms. There's a pretty big backyard. This house just has so much room to expand, and I think it would be perfect for a little Sims family. So I'm excited to share this one with you, and also because it is only using the Sims 4 base game, so it should be pretty accessible. So I really hope you will enjoy this build. If you do and you'd like to download it, it is available right now on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag #MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So just figuring out the shape here, it's pretty similar to this. I end up duplicating this little bump out where I have the garage space over on the other side of the house as well, and moving the garage to the side of the house so that way the garage is on one side and the entrance is on another. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll see it when I do it. The house itself looks kind of symmetrical from the outside, but I like that the middle bit that has the main deck and stuff is not entirely symmetrical. I have it like bump out on one side, and I think it comes out so cute in the end. I am so proud of this home. It was really, really fun to build, and you might recognize it because I did build this over on Twitch first. I do a lot of building over on twitch.tv/MissGryphi, and so I built this last week, so you might have seen it there. I believe I finished it off camera though, so there are definitely parts that have not been seen yet, but if you're interested in the future, I do a lot of my builds over on Twitch first, and it's always fun to hang out with y'all, and basically you get to be part of the process, and we come up with build ideas and build these things together and just chit chat. It's a really fun time, so if you would like to join us at any point in time, I would love to have you. But here I am trying to figure out the other side of the house, and I thought having 2 stories looked a little awkward, so I basically just duplicated the other side, and I think it looks so much better and worked really nicely for the layout as well. I think the layout of this one was really fun because I feel like lately I've been doing a lot of homes where I have the primary bedroom on the bottom floor, but I actually have all the bedrooms upstairs in this one, and the inside is super open concept, and I think it's like perfect for a family, so you can keep an eye on everyone while somebody's in the kitchen. Like, there's just a lot of flexibility there, so I was quite happy with that. And here I am adding all of these flower boxes and figuring out the front door. The outside is super neutral, but it has a couple of pops of color. Like, we have a green front door. I end up having some fun with landscaping, and the inside is kind of neutral as well, but I also tried to add a lot of color in the form of like more personal items and like kids' toys and cribs and all of that. And of course the bedrooms have so much personality in them. It was really, really fun, but I will let that speak for itself when we get to the inside. Right now I'm still working on the windows, and I really enjoyed using the like arched window in the front of the house, which was added to base game sometime like last year, I think, because it was shown in some like promotional images for the industrial loft kit, and that wasn't the window we were actually getting, so they actually ended up making it and putting it in base game, and it's such a nice window. I'm so glad to have it in the base game. I feel like it just adds some interest to the front of this lot, and I really like how this house came out. I'm gonna keep saying that because I think this is the best base game house I've ever created, and I was really trying to make that. So for some reason while building this, I was all about being like, this has to be perfect. I was being very indecisive, and I think it paid off. I'm really, really happy with this one. If you do download this and you decide to play with it for yourself, for your families, please tag me on Twitter. I would love to see screenshots of what you've done with it, how your families are doing. I just love that sort of stuff. So I would love to see it. But anyway, we are just working on some landscaping now. I really wanted to have a lot of greenery here, And it took me a while to figure out how to place this. This was another build that I did before I updated my mods, so it's just a little bit of a struggle not being able to place things exactly where I want to. And I was also unsure if I wanted to keep the flower boxes to be white. I did in the end, and I was really happy with that, but you'll see in a little while, I actually end up using this little like fake porch item from base game and kind of make custom flower boxes so that they look a little bit more detailed. And I also added that little window up on the top of the house. These are those little pieces I was talking about. I go around to every window and I do this, and I just think it adds a little bit of an extra pretty touch, and I cut out a lot of that footage because it took a really long time to go around to every single flower box. But I think it was worth it in the end. I think it looks really, really nice. And then I'm just layering some of these stepping stones on the outside of the flowers, and you can see there's some pink flowers in there, which I think just really brighten up the landscaping. And I decided to combine the hedges with some of this white fencing on the outside of the lot, just for a little something different. I don't frame in lots that often like this, but I thought it looked really nice. It was a little bit unique in my opinion, and I was really trying to get out of my comfort zone and make something a little bit different. And since I wanted this to be a family home, I decided to put one of the climbing frames out front instead of in the backyard so you could see it from the front. I don't know, I just really liked the idea of that. I also feel like a swing set would work really nice here, but we don't have one in base game, unfortunately. And then I'm just getting some more plants all around. We have low-lying flowers, these really beautiful bushes, as well as some more of those pink flowers. I want to say we get another tree. Yeah, a little tree over there as well. Just trying to make the front yard, while it's pretty spacious and open, also feel intentional, and there is an empty space that shouldn't be there, if that makes sense. And then I just got a little planter over there as well. I believe, we added a second one. And then I'm just going to figure out the entryway so I can have a mailbox over here. And I believe the trash can we put around the back of the house somewhere. And we're moving on to the back of the house now to get a fenced-in backyard. And I was actually really excited that I was able to fit a pool back here. That is not something I can always fit in houses, especially when I have as big of a front yard as I did in this one. But I was pretty excited about being able to add that. And I just feel like it works really nicely for this home, since this is obviously a very big family home. Having that outdoor space for your Sims to enjoy is really nice. So, and it's one of the items actually in base game. You can create pools. So it wasn't originally in base game, but it is now. And that is kind of the theme of this build. I did end up using a ton of items that were not in base game in 2014, but we do have now. So you'll see I'm using a ton of items that we primarily got from updates, but some of them are from the original game. Anyway, I am just adding some more landscaping over here. We have this little patch of grass that I thought would look nice with some more greenery. And I think the pool is in a pretty good spot. We end up having like a table and chairs out here for your Sims to dine outside, as well as some loungers. And I'm just digging through debug, trying to figure out what I want to add over here. I wanted to get a tall bush in that corner. And we also got some more planters out here if your Sims want to work on their gardening skill. And then I'm trying to figure out what table. I decided to go with one from the indoor table category because it's bigger. I could fit one more seats at it. And I was imagining this was a pretty big family. So I did want to make sure there was plenty of seating available for everyone. And then I got a rug out here as well. I was imagining it was an outdoor rug, so that way it made sense in the weather. Granted, if you have this and use this build, you might not have anything but base game. That was kind of the intention. But if you do have seasons, I was imagining it was an outdoor rug. Anyway, just moving that around to place it a little bit better. I should be getting a barbecue as well. Yeah. Placing that over here, and then getting these little loungers, which we got a couple of years ago. They have some really goofy swatches on them, like grilled cheese and flamingos and plum bobs. And I really like them, but I like the neutral swatches a lot better. And then, of course, using the infamous 20th anniversary hot tub because, well, it's kind of an item a lot of us were not very happy about when we got it. It is nice to have a base game hot tub, and it worked really nicely for this backyard. So I placed that down, and then I'm just getting some more landscaping, trying to fill in all of these empty spaces and make them look like they've been really kept up with and everything is intentional and, you know, well maintained. They probably have a gardener or a landscaping person. That's kind of the idea I had behind that. And then we're heading on inside to figure out this floor plan. The stairs, I cut out placing those because it took me so long to figure out. And right now I'm kind of trying to separate off the rooms, but I end up making it way more open concept in the living space. And I'm just placing down items to be like, this is what this room is. I do that in a lot of my builds, but in case you haven't seen this before, it doesn't mean I'm going to use the items I place down. Sometimes they do, but I just placed them down to remind myself what I was imagining each room was, because quite often if I don't do that, I build something in the wrong area and then the area I'm left with doesn't make sense for the room that I was supposed to build, if that makes sense. But anyway, upstairs we were working on the floor plan here. I was so happy that I was able to fit 4 bedrooms up here and I believe a bathroom as well. And it just worked really, really nicely. I love how the bedrooms came out up here. I believe we have a parents' room, a kids' room, a twin kids' room, and a nursery. I might be wrong. I know we have a nursery, and I know I had so much fun with the color schemes in the kids' room. So I don't think I have a toddler space in here, but obviously your infant will age up into a toddler. And we do have a new toddler bed in the base game because it's one of the new bassinets, or not bassinets, one of the new cribs we got for infants is a completely new style. It doesn't match an existing one in the game, and so they gave us a toddler bed that you can convert the crib into, or you could just grab it off out of the catalog. So there is a new toddler bed, which is very exciting, but I did not use it in this build. I just was too excited about like the kids stuff. So anyway, over here I'm trying to figure out what to do because I really wanted cabinetry here, but I had windows. I ended up getting rid of them in the end, and don't worry, I got rid of the flower pots outside as well, because obviously they didn't make sense there when there wasn't a window. You don't want a window box, but no window. But the kitchen itself, I was really pulling from those same tones that I had on the outside of the build, like this grayish brown swatch, and just trying to make it look really cozy. And I added a couple of little touches in here that are more like family friendly. For example, I should be grabbing it here soon. There is a new table lamp that came with the update that has a little fox on it, and it has got to be the cutest lamp we have in the entire game. I love it so much, and I loved the idea of putting it in a kitchen. I feel like I've seen a lot on TikTok in particular, but also on YouTube as well over the last year or so, this like trend of putting table lamps in kitchens and bathrooms, and I just really like it. I think it is so cozy. And so I wanted to add that in here, and normally I wouldn't add this fox one in other parts of the house because it very much looks like a kid's lamp. Granted, I love it and I would totally put it in my bedroom or in my kitchen or office or whatever, but I typically wouldn't do that, but I loved it for this house. I was really happy with that, and I also added some other clutter that came with that update. I think those little baskets are going to be so useful because there could be anything in those. Those could go in any room whatsoever. I think they're meant to have like baby supplies and like diapers and stuff in them, but they could be anything. You don't know what's in there. It could be bread. So I put them in this kitchen. I thought it looked really nice. We also got some of those aprons in here, and I thought about putting diapers on the counter, but I decided to just put some of these other supplies. You're probably pretty busy with an infant, so I thought having supplies all over the house in this more like open concept living area made sense. Anyway, we're moving on to where we're going to have the dining table now, and I at first had these green curtains, but the colors in here are going to change quite a bit here shortly once I get into the living room space, but for right now I'm going to decorate it as if we're going to have green curtains and like green accent colors in this space. And of course I wanted to make sure we had a high chair for your infant or future toddler. I'm so glad that they tuned that to try and make it better for your Sims to have use of, because toddlers were always such a disaster in high chairs. And it's really cute that we now have the gameplay of having your infants in a high chair and like having them try foods for the first time, like ice cream and mushed peas and all of that kind of stuff. It's just really cute. I love that gameplay. So wanted to make sure we had a high chair here, although I don't know if you can have them try food if they're attached to a table like that. You might have to move that, but there's lots of extra space in this house, so I feel like it's totally fine. It's a very spacious downstairs, so if you need to pull that away from the table to get certain interactions, it shouldn't be a problem. There's plenty of space for that. Anyway, over by the front door, I just got a little closet for extra storage, and then we're moving on into the living room, and I added a fireplace. So I wanted to scooch the windows over just a little bit so I could put a actual chimney outside to make it look more realistic. I like to do that when I can. And so that's what we did over here. And then inside, we're going to actually decorate that space. First, getting a little painting in the dining room. And then I was having so much trouble placing these curtains at the right height. Things were snapping at different heights and it was making me very frustrated. So I played with that for a little while and try and layer everything at the right level, and nothing was quite right. And so then from there, I'm trying to figure out what sort of rug, and everything was feeling a little bit too neutral. Trying different swatches here, and I will be grabbing my favorite base game couch and playing around with that. I at first go for this cream color, but once again, everything is too beige. So I'm trying to figure out how to switch that up. So I will be actually changing those couches to be the orange swatch instead and adding color that way. It's still not like the most colorful interior, but I didn't feel like this space was supposed to be super bright and colorful. I felt like it was supposed to be a little bit more laid back, but obviously have a lot of personality through the kid supplies and like family things all over the space. That's what I was going for anyway. So we have a like travel crib down here, like a little playpen for your infant when you're downstairs. I have a little basket of toys, actually 2 of those, and there's diapers and baby wipes and those little playing blocks for your infants and toddlers. I thought about putting that thing of books up as well, but there wasn't really a good spot for it. But here is when I'm deciding to change the walls to blue and the curtains to this gray. I also added this really cute bear chair in here for your children and toddlers. I just think it looks really cute. And then I'm changing up some color in the kitchen as well to insert a little bit more color and also more of the orange tone and the blue colors in this space to really just tie all of it together so it didn't feel like the living room was so separate from the kitchen. And I changed the swatch of these chairs to be this navy color as well, which I thought was quite fun. So yeah, just switching swatches and trying to make it look like everything was intentional. I also tried these orange and yellow curtains and they were so bright, but I also really like them. It was just really difficult to figure out how I wanted that space to be, but I figured it out in the end, and we're moving into the downstairs bathroom. Of course, have the base game shower tub combo, as it's the best one from the base game, and that way you can bathe your toddlers and infants in here. I wanted to make sure everything was super family friendly and gameplay ready, so I'm trying to think if it was this bathroom or one of the upstairs ones that I added the toddler potty in, because I don't think it's this one. But there is a toddler potty in this house, so no worries on that. If you need that for gameplay, it is in here. But also, if I ever post a house that you don't have that in, that's an easy thing to add, because I don't always build houses with like babies in mind. Obviously, that's just kind of on the mind right now because of the infant update and growing together. So this is going to be the office space, which is right off of the kitchen. I just have like a desk in here, and I believe I thought about putting an easel, and then I got rid of the easel and I put a bonsai tree here instead. I just wanted some skill building or activities for your Sims to do. And later on, once I decorate upstairs, I decided that the parents were a little bit more artistic. So I decided to re-add the easel, but it ends up being in the garage space instead, which we are now working on. So I wanted the floor to look a little bit less finished, so I put a concrete in here. We have some old blinds. Of course, I have the woodworking table and some counters over here. I put some like posters on the walls, some old furniture, some crates and stuff. I just wanted it to have a lot of items that looked like you would throw in a garage. So that's exactly what I did. I also ended up having a treadmill and a TV in here, and I just really like this space. I love decorating areas like this. Oh, that's where I put the trash can. The outdoor trash can is actually inside in the garage, which is nice because then when your Sims have to go throw out the trash, they don't have to go outside. They just go into the garage for that. So here I am adding a little TV out here, painting some of the walls and getting that treadmill and facing it towards the TV. And then we're upstairs and we're working on the nursery. This one came out pretty cute. It's very orange. I had so much fun with the color schemes in here. And of course I had to use the new rug that came with the updates and this little like diaper, basket holder thing. I thought it was really cute, and I got some artwork up here. All of these rooms are super colorful. They don't stick to like one color scheme like normal. I feel like I just had a blast putting as much color as possible, which is interesting since downstairs is very much not that. there's color down there, but not like there is upstairs. But I guess that's pretty normal for me. I tend to insert way more personality into the bedrooms, and this house is no exception to that. In the hallway upstairs, I also added like a toy box, a dollhouse, and a hamper. And then this is going to be the space-themed bedroom. I was really excited to do a space theme because we just got this rug with the space theme to it in the base game update, but we also have this bed, which originally was from Parenthood, but got added to base game when we got the bunk bed update. So I was like, oh, we have lots of space items. Let's do a space room. So I had a lot of fun with this one as well. It's a very colorful room as well. It's dark, but I have like blues, blacks, purples, yellows. It's all over the place, but it was just really nice to experiment a little bit more and have different colors than I typically use, different color schemes, ideas. And I let my creativity go wild in this one. So I really hope you will enjoy it. And then so we had a space room, and then this is going to be the dinosaur room, which I also thought was really fun. I used that same bed that I used in the other room. I tried using a few different ones, but I felt that this one was working the best. So I have a couple of different dinosaur rugs, one from the new update, one that we've had forever. And I paired it with a lot of this base game Kinder-made furniture that has like dinosaur themes to it as well. I thought it was really cute, and I kind of separated the rooms so like half of the room has more orange in it and the other one has like more of a blue tone to it. It's only a minor difference, but having a slightly different color scheme on one side of the room I thought was a nice way to separate the space and make it feel like these kids had their own area, even though they're both very heavily dinosaur themed. I just thought this was a fun room. It's a little bit of a weird shape, but I thought it worked really well for having two beds. And then I was thinking like this kid was really into sports and the other kid was more of a bookworm. So I gave them some reading themed posters and also some dinosaur decals, as if we didn't have enough dinosaurs in this room. So that's mostly it for this room. I believe we just add some like clutter on the bedside tables. We got some like books and stuff. Oh, and there's also this big dinosaur, which I forgot about. So I put him over in the corner as well. And then this is going to be the parents' bedroom. And as you can see, I was already like, they are artists. They are, I don't know why I said that as a singular, but they are both artists, or one of them is an artist. And so that was the idea behind this room. At first, I was going really bright, bringing out that yellow in the bedspread, but I changed my mind because it was a little bit too much and really didn't match the rest of the house. I was thinking this room should match the rest of the house a little bit, where it's kind of toned down but still has color in it and it's nicely put together. But I feel like they've really helped their kids decorate their spaces and really express their personality through their bedrooms. And that's my explanation on why the other bedrooms are so bright and colorful. Not that I need an excuse. I was just having a lot of fun with it, and I really like how this room came out. I think it's super cozy. I don't use this bed that often, but I think it worked nicely in here. I also tried to bring in the yellow and the green from the bedspread and a few other furniture items like this little side table here, as well as the ottoman under the window. And then I will be getting some of the like wardrobes over here as well. I tried to do the yellow and I thought they were way too bright. So I actually changed them to a blue swatch that is very similar to the wallpaper. So it looked like they blended in, and I thought that that looked really nice. So was happy with that decision. And that's pretty much it for the primary bedroom. Just swapping out the flowers for some sunflowers, adding some toddler potties in this bathroom, and finishing up decorating it. And that should be pretty much it for this build. I love how it came out. I had so much fun with the new items. And I'm just really impressed with, over the years, how much you can do with base game because they keep updating it. There's new items coming every year, and I am so happy with this build. So I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. And if you click that bell, it'll notify you of every time I do upload a new video if you'd like to watch it. But yeah, just finishing up the garage here, adding some of those artist items and a couple of more like family-friendly kid items outside in the backyard as well. And then we are heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.